Now, let's shift our focus and be checking out Beyond Pyro. This is roughly, it looks like a just under 40-minute video. So I will, we'll see how long it goes, how much more I add to what they're about to share. And then we're going to be checking out Crafting Your Home, which is right under the screen here. And I'll move the screen around if we need to. Let's do it. Boom, dude.
Hello, everyone. Wonderful to see you all. Thank you for coming out. Did you guys see that worm?
That worm was amazing.
Really cool. All right. So right now, it's all hands on deck to make 4.0 the best experience for you. Richer locations, deeper gameplay, better experiences. All with completely new and wonderful music from Pyro, which will create an evocative and emotional backdrop. Rich and I have been working directly with Pyro for many months now. Beautiful music awaits. But today, I'm going to talk to you about what's beyond Pyro. So let's strap in and we'll take a look. My name's Ian. I'm the creative director
Pyro,
for
baby.
Star Citizen. And let's start by looking up into the stars and saying hello to an old friend.
In terms of old friend, I don't know if I'm gonna have the context of this. What's going on, Random Roger? Happy New Year to you too. I love the music in this. It's so fantastic. Adjust the volume a little bit. Looks like there's something in that rock. Looks like some kind of structure has been built into it. I'm thinking that this is some kind of asteroid belt. Are we farming and mining on asteroids? Fascinating. Okay. Oh, what's up, Festa?
Awesome. All right. So this is Nyx system. Nyx was discovered in 2582 by Carl Larry during the height of the newly formed United Empire of Earth's territorial expansion. Its most defining feature, and the source of its name, is the sprawling black dust cloud that occupies most of the system. The dust cloud severely hampers visibility and can interfere with your ship's scanners. This system does, however, border with Vandal space.
Vandal.
So, visitors are being advised there are Vandal raiding parties hitting locations throughout the system.
Ooh, thank you, Fester. Getting a lot of good context from you guys. You rock.
This, a small community has formed in the system, and this is on an asteroid in the belt between Nyx 2 and Nyx 3. And this asteroid is called Delmar.
An asteroid, there we go. It's like an asteroid belt. Delmar, very nice. Yeah, you can see the structure built into it. Freaking cool.
And here it is, hidden deep in the Glacium Ring. But actually, Delmar should be, and now is, an actual asteroid.
Okay.
And
massive.
As it's an asteroid, the space is a zero-G location, giving a unique identity for a landing zone. So let's take a closer look at the main POI on Delmar.
this looks like I would say a massive upgrade. Absolutely. Happy New Year to you, Fester. That's so freaking cool, man. And no loading screens. Come on, let's go. Like, it's so freaking impressive that it really does honestly run the risk of embarrassing a lot of other things out there. Oh, and belated Merry Christmas to you, Az0, and Happy New Year. Looks like it's going to be fun to experience.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So, for all that remember, it's awesome to be able to say, welcome back to Leski.
Yeah.
And for new players, let me tell you why it's a cool place. This used to be an old mining facility, which was mothballed and then abandoned. There is an internal network of abandoned tunnels and mine shafts, and these are now populated with refugees, fugitives, and criminals. This is also the home to the People's Alliance, who you'll be doing some work for. And as Leski was made some time back, it needed to be updated so that it can fit into current gameplay features and systems and mission loops. So let's take a look at the first update, and that is to the hangars and landing services.
Yeah, I see that 3.24.3 is still the current live version. 4.0 preview. How far have they gotten with that? Do y'all know? Oh, that's nice. What is that? Makes me think like it's a space whale, but I couldn't tell. But the crowd clearly knew what it was.
All right, cool. So Leski is still perched over the borehole, but now has a suite of hangars that are arrayed around and inside the borehole. We're also increasing the quantity of hangars. This is to meet the ever-expanding players per server to remove hangar wait times. And this pass will be done for all landing zones in the game right now.
Interesting.
And for players that don't want to store their ship,
Is that like
docking
a
services
monster?
will be added
Like a
high
kraken?
up on the cliff walls.
Like a real kraken?
Now, other than hangars and docking services, there are other ways to enter the location, which are also getting new updates. Let's take a look.
I love just how much, like, it's not like, hey, here's our bullet point list. It's like, let's actually show you some footage. It absolutely, like, shows just how much the team works on this game, right? They're not just like, oh, thanks for buying another ship. We'll get to it. No, it's like, this feels like they are having fun making this game. Okay, it's a ship. I was like, that looked like a ship. It didn't look like some kind of monster in space. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, John. thing I want to buy next. I know I was saving up for like actual like sticks that the community recommended. But then my fence broke, refrigerator broke, something else broke, washing machine. So there was a lot of things that took away my my extra spending money in 2024. But the thing I want to buy now that I think I could probably afford, if nothing else, maybe later this month, I want to get like a bike. I've seen that they've got, I have a ship, I have a couple ships, but I think it's like a bike or something like that. I am subscribed to the month of the game as well.
All right, awesome. So around the main entrance, there's still gravity plating for on-foot access.
Boom. I'm going to rewind that just a bit.
And these will lead to open landing pads.
Sweet. There we go.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, Carson.
So around the main entrance, there's still gravity plating for on-foot access. And these will lead to open landing pads for quick drop-off and pickup. And we're also adding access to gameplay areas for a variety of local missions and gameplay types. And as you saw in the video, there will be banks of exterior freight elevators. These can be used for quicker gameplay loops without requiring hangar services. Now, as this is a zero-G location, it also gives an opportunity for another type of specialist freight services. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm installing 4.0 preview right now. See if we can get some time to check it out later. That's interesting. What is going on with that ship? Oh, it's like separated and they're undocking all the materials. Holy crap. Fascinating. Dude, Fester, like I am 100% patient. Bugs don't bother me.
All right. So first
I'm not
off,
like those gamers who get pissed
now
off.
the borehole goes all the way through the asteroid,
you're in early access,
which is
early
awesome to fly
access.
through. And down at the base of the asteroid, there will be banks of exterior zero-G freight elevators.
I'm going to pause right here because there's a question from Janos in chat. I think it's an important just to set some context for Janos and for everybody else. I discovered Star Citizen last year after Citizencon. So the 2023 Citizencon going into 2024. So that's when I started playing Star Citizen and played the 3.1 and 3.2 and then I actually played a little bit. I think let me check the version. The last one 3.24. So I played a little bit of that. It mostly ended up migrating more into the why am I drawing a blank on the? It's not the main game, but it's where you're able to the arena. Jump in and out of different things and been playing and learning flights, etc. Now, for those that don't know who I am, I'm a father of 6. This 2024 in the latter half of the year got super, super busy for me. So it wasn't that people are like, are you still interested in Star Citizen? It's like massively, massively yes. However, I haven't had even room to breathe. It feels like just with kids, activities, coaching t-ball and doing, my oldest is doing basketball and others are doing dance. And so it's like, we have literally just been going. in this household. So when it comes to this, I'm a software developer. I'm actually also making my own game. I like to provide those level of insights that usually mean go behind the scenes. A lot of gamers don't understand game development, and that makes it and game communication tricky. So I try to kind of be that bridge between the two, both as a gamer and setting expectations based off of what is said, because more often than not, I see that people literally will hear something and they'll be like, oh, that's coming this year. And it's like, oh, no. Same thing applies with Ashes of Creation and all these various different things. I tend to be pretty accurate, and I do miss, a patch or kind of a timing, because I don't have all the insight, but based off of certain words that are used, developers kind of like, okay, I know what that means. That means we're not 3 months out, we're 9 months out, or vice versa. Sometimes I'm like, that's actually pretty quick and easy to do based off of the framework and what they've already built. So hopefully that helps set some context. I'm not going to be, we've got some incredible Star Citizen people here in chat that are so knowledgeable. And what we typically do when I do live streams outside of Reacts is I jump in the Discord, and it becomes like a kind of a call-in show podcast that we kind of hang out and talk. But yeah, I don't want to ever give anybody the impression that it's like, Star Citizen expert. I've been following the game since day one. I haven't been. My story with it is pretty much sums it up. Like, I heard people calling this game a scam. I was like, I don't even know what it is. I never really kind of paid attention to it. And then eventually, after the last Star Citizen, I was like, this is something different. This isn't what people have been kind of whispering in my ear. I'm going to go verify the information that I've been given. And to come to find out, this is one of the biggest passion projects that I've ever seen. And we're witnessing the creation of a miracle in real time. And that is kind of my professional take on that. Anyway, so Jaina says, I was at this year's Citizencon myself, the first one I've been to. I'm in the UK. Was a 6-hour drive to get there. A lot of friends in real life been playing. Dude, that is what makes gaming communities so great. Is when we can get together in the real world, because even if nothing's going on, you can always talk about the shared love of gaming. Random writes, do you even have time to work on your comedy? I do not. In fact, I was invited on to 6 different shows in 2025, and I had to cancel each and every one of them due to family life events. In fact, I was asked last night, like, hey, you still doing stand-up comedy? Yeah, I still sit down and write it from time to time. I have not been able to perform stand-up comedy. Like, I literally have had to set everything to the side right now. And that's why today is actually so special. I literally scheduled this stream where I was going to be like, hey, let's get together and hang out before Christmas. And no, that didn't work out either. So for me, family will always come first. And the other downside was I also got sick, which was always kind of a bummer. But no, right. Like, I hope that I can pick up some more of that comedy stuff here in 2025 again. But I know that we got a couple of maybe a month or two before things get busy. We'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date. I might have some news to share as a part of my kind of yearly channel analysis and so much more. Anyway, that was a long aside. Hopefully that was okay.
These will be priority access for Hull series ships. So for all the Hull series folks, we got you covered.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Salam? How you doing, bud?
The same functionality is also coming to space stations in both Stanton and Pyro.
Oh, that's cool.
But wait, there's a little bit more. Let's take a look.
Dude, father of 6, random, you're living life. I would have more kids if my wife said she wanted more kids. Like, it is a true blessing. But there is like a for sure gaming trade-off. Right now, like, if there's a game that I get to sit down and play, it's with the kids, whatever they want to play, Oh, your youngest is about to be 18? Dude, you're about to be an empty nester. Like, my youngest is about to be 2. My oldest will turn 11 this year, so it's like I got them all kind of like sandwiched together, dude. Congratulations, man.
All right, cool.
Less of a big reaction for that one.
So, the external freight elevators will now have direct access to cargo decks to be able to quickly sell or pick up for the next run. So that concludes some of the exterior updates coming to Leski. But the interior is also getting some updates to bring them in line with current gameplay requirements. These will be spaces
Still
like
happy for you,
cargo
Tom.
services, as we just saw, for hauling and supplies. And refinement centers, so you don't need to travel far to refine your ore. And we're updating the interior layout to provide better access to gameplay spaces. So to conclude, Nick's system will be the next system after Pyro. Yay!
Do they have a time frame? Because I know Pyro comes in 4.0.
Delmar is now a physical asteroid
Okay.
with a zero-G play space. All right, not so much. And we're updating Leski to fit current gameplay mechanics and gameplay loops. And most importantly, we're adding local areas for gameplay content.
What do you mean by local areas for gameplay content?
Now, speaking of gameplay in landing zones, let's leave Leski for now. And let's jump to Rainy Arcop, which is missing the most gameplay spaces right now. So we're continuing the Building Interior initiative. We're adding additional districts to landing zones, which are gameplay focused. These gameplay areas will interweave with the landing zone, but ultimately will be independent. So for Area 18, let me introduce you to the Municipal Works. And this will be split into two locations. The actual Municipal Works, which will be an open world sandbox area for all players, and the lower Municipal Works, known locally as the Depths, which will comprise of several instanced levels.
Interesting. Okay.
So, how do I get to the Municipal Works? The Municipal Works is accessible in multiple places in Area 18. Some will be available to everyone, and some you'll need to unlock with mission progression. As an example, here's a map of Area 18 Central. And as I said, there'll be various access points throughout the landing zone, and some will be easier to access than others. These access points will lead to transit systems, taking you deep into the underbelly, eventually reaching the Municipal Works. And the Municipal Works will have spaces like maintenance, filtration, and the sewer network.
That looks so cool.
Which is what we're seeing here. It's a very exotic place. So down here, it's an open world sandbox for you and other players, very similar to contested zones in Pyro stations. It's an area to do local missions, like exploration, repair, or even pest control. But the main purpose is provide access to the depths. And these will be instanced areas. So, what is an instance area? Well, an instance area works in the same way as an instanced hangar.
Have you heard of an instance in video
And as the
games?
name says, it's a separate space for you and your group. But why do we want to do this?
The simple answer is that way you can tailor the experience. The one thing that I love about sandboxes is that you never really know. Like you could, hey, we're going to take this on with 1,000 people, or we're going to take this on with 5. You get your variety in how the world responds to those things. It's dynamic, right? Instance allows them to create custom content designed around this is going to be a group of this many players, and thus you can kind of balance the objectives, and so you kind of have a smoother, more curated gaming experience. I do, and I've made the argument, especially for these kind of games, is that the design that they should go with is that of the sand park, meaning you have some theme park elements, some curated design content that people can get into. That's also the arena. In this case, if you think about Star Citizen as a sandbox and a theme park, a sand park, you have the arena. So it's like, hey, you know, I really don't feel like going through all of it. I just want to sit down and play. I only got 30 minutes. Boom, you have that piece of content. Same concept here with instances. It allows for more tailored design. And based off of what we learned already with basically classes as a part of their outfitting, then yeah, it seems to check out for sure.
This gives us the ability to create tailored missions that will provide a mixture of content like combat or exploration or puzzle gameplay, and fundamentally allows us to design challenging, meaningful content.
Also, thanks for the 5 likes, guys. I appreciate y'all supporting this on the stream.
All right, so let me illustrate. Going over here, how the depths will be split by levels. Now, stay with me on this. We're going to rattle through it quick. So let's say you're in level B01. You're running a mission, you're having a great time with the curated content I just mentioned. But down here, you'll have to do a variety of content over a period of time and over multiple play sessions. At the end of the mission, you'll find an access point, which will bring you back to the landing zone. And you'll do this loop multiple times with different mission content. After achieving the required amount of progression, your access level will be upgraded. So this time, you head down the access point elevator, and now it takes you all the way down to level B02, and you continue on with your journey. Now this is your new area with different mission content, new rewards, and a new access point back to the LZ. The same as B01, you'll do this loop multiple times. And you guessed it, eventually you'll get access to level B03, and we continue deeper. With each level you unlock, you access new areas for new mission loops. You'll access new, more challenging curated content and access better and better rewards. And this is what will form progression-based content.
Cool.
So as I just described, was a very condensed version of an actual play sessions, but this still describes the unique gameplay experience. Landing zone areas which will offer long-term gameplay progression. So that concludes this section on gameplay spaces for landing zone. We're excited to show you more.
Sweet.
All right. So we're going to head away from Arcot for now. Let's look again into the stars, and now we're going to talk about solar systems.
Ooh, what?
All right. Stanton system was the primary system in the game. Mm-hmm. It serves as a lawful system. It's protected by the UEE and will continue to be evolved and updated as we balance it with other systems. Then we have Pyro system, which we've spoken about at length, and this will serve as the primary unlawful system, and is the perfect contrast to Stanton. Then, as we just saw, we have Nick's system. It's not a totally unsafe system like Pyro, but it depends on where you go.
Fascinating.
As it borders Vandal space. See that little bit of red? That's Vandal space right there. And the UEE does not protect this system. But we've got a little bit of space there, haven't we? All right.
Love it.
I thought he was saying click system then. I'm like, I'm not sure about that one. All right. But we got a bit of room at the bottom. So it would be a shame not to fill it in with something, right? So if we get a big cheer, we'll reveal the system. You ready?
Let's go! Hey, Nanny. Happy New Year. Oh, dude,
Very
roguelike
cool.
elements would be
Very
great
cool.
for the devs
All
era.
right. Here it is. Oh, wait.
Redacted? What's the fudge?
All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So, let's take a sneak peek at system number 4. Here it is.
Is this the Milky Way?
Well, it's awesome, right?
Oh, there it
All
is.
right. No, in order to reveal the 4th system, let me take you on a little history lesson. And to do that, we're going to load up our old friend, the Galactipedia. So, we're back in the height of the human-Shian Cold War. Tensions were at breaking point. In 2542, Armistead Perry introduced a designation line for a group of 8 planetary systems that marked the borderlands between Shian and human-controlled space. The United Planets of Earth designated the systems as no-fly zones and utilizing them as military staging grounds. But one system on the Perry line offered a key strategic position for a potential invasion into the Shian Empire. And that system was Castra.
Yeah, it's good that they got here.
But luckily for us, war was averted, the Perry Pact was signed, which was a peace treaty between the now UEE and the Shian Empire, so the Cold War ended. The systems of the Perry Line were divided up between humans and Shian, and fast forward back to present day, humans and the Shian enjoy a more prosperous relations, and everyone's cool. So, the 4th system will be Castra.
Astra. See all their systems, though? Like, isn't that a part of their roadmap? Their goal is to have, like, eventually all these systems?
History lesson's over, so let's jump in and find out a little bit more. First, we have Castra 1. Here it is. Castra 1 is a dead, coreless planet
Coreless.
because it's too close to the sun to be terraformed for human habitation.
Okay.
So instead, the UEE Navy used Castra 1 for target practice, giving it the nickname of Bullseye.
Cool.
All the weapon testing throughout the Mesa era has left Bullseye covered in craters. And as you can see, it's super toxic, meaning ground exploration will require high-end environment suits.
Fascinating.
And as you saw in the weather demo, raging storms will create difficulty of access, giving risk and rewards for adventurers seeking unique minables and other items.
And other
Okay.
items.
Then we have Castra 2. The second planet from the sun is called Cascom. And this was the location
nice little
of the
Saturn ring.
military's staging area. Since the system was opened up to non-military settlement, it has since become a center of trade and tourism, but is still considered an Earth-centric traditionalist system, which prizes citizenship above all else. Let's head down to the surface and check it out.
Cool.
Breaking through the clouds, you'll find a landscape full of great lakes and lush crimson forests.
Nice. Crimson Forest.
And
Very
as you
cool.
saw in the CTG
Oh, that looks
presentation,
so good.
you can see how we're going to make these worlds with the new technology. High up on the mountain range, here at the highest peak, we can just make out the landing zone called Sherman.
That looks awesome.
Which is fondly known by its residents as the island in the sky. Sherman is currently in pre-production, but I wanted to take the opportunity to show at least a sneak peek. Let's take a look.
Oh. It's pre-production and they got video? That's so freaking amazing, guys. Dude, the music, Janos, throughout everything they do is amazing. Random just asked, if Citizencon is back in the US this October, you going? That's really tempting. I would need to figure out how much it would cost, travel, hotel, but I would love, like, getting and hanging out with everybody. Like, I think that, you know, while I'm not drinking until I'm 45, you know, I know that there's Bar Citizen that, you know, gets together and stuff like that, which would be freaking cool. Oh, thanks, Janos. Hey, what's up, Joe Tim? Joe, excuse me. And thanks for coming and checking out the stream. I appreciate you. We're almost to 10 likes on the YouTube side. That's actually next, Vorpal. We're gonna finish this one, and then we're gonna check out the crafting your home presentation, and then I'm gonna jump into Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Oh, easy anti-cheat, sure. Go ahead and install. All right, and the 4.0 preview has actually now been installed, so that's good. I love how, like, the rock formations, like, it's like just kind of all having these pillars, these craters. Yeah, last time I did like a preview build, it was really rough, and I was like, all right, might check it out later. I've heard, like, it's got great performance and bad performance, so people like wildly different experiences, which sounds about right for an alpha, you know? Yeah, Dennis, you're welcome to share links and things like that. I don't think I have any restrictions on doing any of that.
Awesome. Let me take you through some of the areas of Sherman you just saw. The dominant landmark you see in the center is Spaceport Ulysses, named after the mountain Sherman is sitting on. This is where they staged the bombers that were on active rotation, waiting on any sign of any aggression. But now it's mostly a commercial spaceport. The Navy still has an airbase here, but it's a great place to see some big ships of the UEE. Commercial hangars are located inside the main trench, and even though this is a converted from a naval base, it still has an impressive military flavor. And speaking of military flavor, the original AOV-9s anti-orbital cannons are still present around the defensive walls, with most of them being decommissioned once it became a civilian city. Over to the left of the spaceport is the Sparrows Industrial Park, home to the sprawling cargo yards and manufacturing plants. The Sparrows has evolved from its days as a military supply and munitions depot into a bustling and modern industrial park. To the right side of the spaceport is Fort Riggs, which originally used to house the Army when Sherman was used as a staging point for a potential ground assault of the Shian Empire.
Neat.
Since the area was decommissioned, it has now been turned into a business park and is the governmental center of Cascom, with the Governor's Council headquarters located here. As this base was built during the Mesa era, as humans were expanding their borders, this introduces a new architectural style for humans.
I'm going to pause it here for a second because I see a little bit of chat happening. I think I can try and weigh in on it. Seeing obviously a lot of back and forth regarding that Star Citizen is vaporware versus if it's coming out. And then Fester writes this: the best part of 4.0 is that CIG has proven server meshing in the level of detail and scale works, something that many said could not be done. But we have heard many times with this specific project. And what's really cool about this is that one of the things, like when we start to talk about and think about, vaporware, and to kind of push back on that mindset, is that they have had to invent a lot of the technology. And what I would point you to is what other game does it to this degree, this scale, this level of realism. And if they do that, then, yeah, I could see that that could become an argument, or if at least nothing else, an argument of different management styles. But that's not what we were seeing. We're seeing no loading screens and all of just what that actually entails and how these games are streamed and the sense of realism. That's why it's really good that this game's in an alpha. Now, does that mean that you should go and get frustrated by the long development time that this game has already had? No, go play something else, right? Like, the simplest answer is the most logical. When you're feeling burnt out or frustrated, there is a massive amount of really great games, especially within 2024, that you can go dive into. I get that you probably want this game, I want to play it. It's like, I want this to be something, more than what it is. And the unfortunate answer is that that's something that it's incredible that the project has gotten the funding, the support, and this far along. And I think that actually gives me more hope, and meaning that when the game is finally ready for mass consumption, that it is going to be one of those experiences that, if nothing else, even for people who don't like these kind of games, it'd be like, I need to check it out at a minimum,
Between the First Travarian War on one front and the Shian Cold War on the other, a new style called Henoism arose. With an emphasis on prefabrication and fortification, the designs were robust, durable against warfare and harsh enemies and harsh environments. And from all the locations we just saw, high up on the upper wall, you can see the commercial district, and specifically the Ansel shopping complex. Situated high above the sprawling main base below, the Ansel area originally served as the command center to Sherman's military operations. Inside this building, you'll find key areas like the Edge of Oblivion Bar, which was converted.
And to jump in, because DC writes, he's like, I love this, but 13 years later, hard to wrap a dev cycle this long. And it's like the nice thing for me is that's where it's like coming in. I'm 1 year in to following the game, and so I get all the advantages of everything that they've worked on and added in without the frustration of having waited 13 years. Because for me, it hasn't been. It's only been one so far, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing. But I get it. Like that's the thing, and the best thing probably to do is to let your is to take that break, just to let your body, mind. And then when you come back eventually, because you've stated that you love the game, when you do eventually come back, you're going to be all the more excited because you're going to have the history and the knowledge, and then you're going to actually finally see the payout without having to watch and wait for every little bit of drip of news, if that makes any sense. And Job says, for me, it's been like 3 days. You love to see it.
From the old officers' lounge. You'll also find Eckhart Security Headquarters, and you'll find the Mercenary Guild headquarters. The other areas in the commercial district include the OPA towers for habitation. That's the building on the left. And on the right, it's the Imperial Sherman Infirmary. There's also the Reeves Military Museum, where you can experience the history of humanity's military and the role that Castra has played in keeping the Empire safe. And finally, we have Overlook Point, which is the name of the vantage point and park situated in front of Central Command, which has the best view overlooking the landing zone. So that's a quick overview of some of the key areas of Sherman. I think it's devastatingly beautiful, with a rich history and unique mood and vibe.
I like it. Yeah,
awesome.
Fester.
So
Agreed.
before I go, I want to thank you all. You are all awesome. All your passion, all your dedication make our lives as devs so much easier. And thanks to the CIG staff, who's the awesome work we're seeing in front of you. So thanks again. You are all amazing, passionate, and enabling us to dream big. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Boom, baby. Well, that's wrapping that one up. That was great. That was really surprisingly exciting to kind of take a look at these additional systems and so much more. So I know I was recommended make sure that I watch that one first, because next we're going to be diving into crafting your home. So I'm really excited about this, because honestly, I think the way I will end up playing Star Citizen more than anything else is just being somebody who makes my own base somewhere on some planet and mining it for resources to put into the market and see just how much money I can make in game. Time will be, of course, tell. Now, Random Roger says, I've been following since 2017. I just checked and I have 3,446 spent on it so far. How do you check how much you've got spent on the game so far? Is there like a running total that I can pull up here? Citizen, turn up some music a little bit. Profile building. Okay. Let's see how much I've spent. I'm nowhere near that. All right, let's see here. Last time I brought up the site, they doxed me. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to. Took a little bit of time. All right, so profile. See my hangar. Okay. Looks like my total spent has been $284.62. So thank you, Janos. All right, that's the money that I'm in. I think, isn't it, if you get to 1,000 you get like some kind of special status or something like that? I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm sure I'll get there with enough time. All right,